Good morning, good vibes. Are we in there? Oh, good morning, good vibes. It's September 22nd. I am the one and only Nero the Natural here with Nick, and we are going to get into our podcast today. We're going to be talking about routines and how you become your habits, whether for the good or the bad or the neutral. Where do you want to start, Nick?
Well, I'm drinking coffee, and I don't usually drink coffee.
Oh, see, getting out of our habits, is it getting out of our comfort zones, good thing, bad thing, or a negative?
I don't know. I mean, everybody drinks coffee. Am I just going to become another sheep?
Yeah, another sheeple. Yeah, I hate it too because I don't really drink coffee, but I was feeling it myself because, I don't know. Maybe you're giving me a coffee vibe, man.
It was one of those days. I was happy when you came. We went to go get breakfast. You came up to the counter with a coffee. I was like, I want a fucking coffee.
Right. I don't normally drink it either. I usually get up and drink some water and stuff. But so that's, I think, where we come up with our ideas is how do you ultimately become your habits, get out of your routine. This is what we've been talking about. Last week's episode was about addiction. So we're trying to get out of addiction and our normal habits. Those were the negative sides. We're going to talk about maybe the better sides today and probably more of the negative sides. Because it's easier to focus on the negative, but whatever. Yeah, routine, letting things stress you out when you know they shouldn't stress you out.
Yeah, I mean, well, routine in general, like, I've been realizing lately that, I know they say, like, if you in order to build a habit, you have to do something like 86 days in a row or something like that, but I think it's way less. Well, for me it is.
Ones that feel good are way less. It's way easier to get into a routine of stuff where you're like, oh, man, I love chocolate cake, and I can eat that 3 times this week. You know you shouldn't, but you could. Focus on, like you said, to do the ones you need to do, even though in spite of yourself.
Right.
I think those are the ones you're talking about a little more difficult.
Well,
86 days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If you're on a diet for 86 days, I'm on a diet now. I did it for 86 days. Well, I'm seeing a lot of this. Like, I feel like there's a difference between the physical and the more mental, creative side, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, I feel like I have two parts of me, and I'm not sure if they know how to coexist. Like, if I have a lot of things to do around the house, say I need to fucking fix a door or something like that, and then I gotta fix the toilet bowl, which is fucking broken, this, that, and the other thing. If I'm doing that for like 3 days, 2 or 3 days even, I drift away from the creative side of me, and I'm more grounded to like the physical world. But if I slip away and start recording music or writing and stuff like that, then I neglect the physical things that I have to do. It's like, it's almost like a neglect. And I read somewhere that, I read a book that said if you want to be successful in something, you have to fucking focus on that, which means you're going to neglect other things. You're going to neglect the lawn that needs to be cut. You're going to neglect possible relationships. But you have to go back a little bit to keep those alive. You can't obviously forget about your friends if you decide you want to record an album in fucking a month and sit there and fucking just rip through it. Because people are going to be like, all right, fuck you. You know?
I'm going to try to sum it up a little bit. How do you keep your mind uncluttered in the everyday when you're trying to accomplish your goal? Right? For you, you're trying to get in with your music, but then the everyday struggles seem to come in and it seems very stressful. For me, I'm trying to figure out my next step in life, whether it's broadcasting or anything like that. So I totally understand where you're coming from. And it's weird that you bring this up because I'm Uber driving right now, and I picked up a guy from IBM. Really smart dude. He's on his way to San Francisco. So we had a little bit of time.
Wait, that's funny because my brother... Well, someone I know works for IBM, and he was just in San Francisco. Was it Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, that's when he went over there, too.
He just had to fly over there for some kind of conference, and the man I spoke to, he had to do a speech, and he's not normally one to do, like, speeches in this kind of crowd and this particular subject, I believe he was saying. And he felt his own fair share of anxiety, because I was, like I said, I'm currently going, like, transition in my life, and he was like, we all go through that. And this is guy, he's pretty successful. He's taking his business trips and stuff. And he says that he just goes on a jog every morning for 30 minutes, no music, just goes. And that helps him clear his mind. But the reason I bring him up is he had suggested to me, when you see yourself stressing out on too much, whether it be money or family, the struggle to do creativity, just take a simple practice as grab a notebook, take all the things that are stressing you out, right? Whatever it is, just put it in a notebook, put it there, write it down on a list. Because what we're doing to ourselves is overloading our minds. So now if we take a time to organize our thoughts, our desires, our goals, and our actual tasks, and then focus on each one as one task instead of many tasks, because we're all guilty of this, and like I said, it could be very overwhelming, and then even put them away till another day. You know what I mean? And so if it's something that immediately is focused, like how a level of importance, just organize your own life. If you can't organize your own mind, how are you going to organize your life, right? So taking your thoughts, what are important to you at that moment, immediate moment, and then taking the things that are maybe stressing you, kind of evaluating why they're stressing you, and do you have to deal with it immediately, or can you save it for another day? Like, and then coming back on these lists, taking charge of your life, because it's your life,
right?
Or list or whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, but it's your life. So at the end of the day, right? Did you say, I relieve the stress? Did I take the anxiety off? Right? You know what I mean? Like, what did I accomplish? I had my list, and it's okay that you didn't get all of them, but did you actually move forward? And so it was really cool, because what we were getting at is he's basically saying mindfulness, but in a different way. He was kind of like a Buddhist, and he actually told me to start reading the Introduction to Psychology. He said that every doctor in the U.S. Reads this book, and it helps you to understand your own mind better. And like you said, it doesn't have to be all too much.
The Introduction to Psychology. I always wanted to take a psychology class when I was younger.
He said the book is all over the place. It doesn't matter. You can find it, and like it'll help you just even get a better grasp on your own mind in your day to day and why we do the things that we do. Because again, like when we started, it's easy to get in the bad routines. It's hard to stay in the good ones, the ones you really want to do, but you ultimately are sabotaging yourself of. I'm good at that, so like. I think what we're trying to figure out is how do we do this on a consistent basis. And I love the list idea. I've used it myself. I was like stressing the next step and just kind of letting the universe take you where it's supposed to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just.
I mean, all successful people. If you read like I don't know if you read like, what was that? Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Nope, never heard of it, but I'm not much of a reader.
This book it's basically like the founding book of self-help. So this guy went around, I think it was a long time, but maybe 40s or something, 50, maybe even earlier than that. He went around and interviewed the most successful people in America. I'm pretty sure it was America. And he found out they all did like the same fucking things. It was like 7 steps. They all did. I'm talking about like Rockefellers, these guys, this, that, and the other thing. And it's a lot of it is just like I don't know if it's the first step, but it's to think about what you want, and then it's like fucking write it down, put it in fucking writing, set your goals, put a list together. Right. It is important to put a fucking list down, otherwise it's just floating around. You know what I mean? Put it down, fucking exclaim what you want, and fucking go get it.
The greatest thing about ideas, man, they come in so fast, right? Like we all have them. Oh my god, it's a great idea, but how many of us actually write them down? We know that's a great idea for us, for whatever it is that we're doing, but we neglect something as simple as writing it down.
Right.
And in this day and age, we don't even need a pen and a pad. Right. We could talk right to our phones.
Yeah.
We all have personal assistants. I take that, but you know what I mean.
Is it laziness? Is it fear of having now it's down and now you have to do something about it?
I think that ultimately is it. Is that now you said it? Now what? Do you go about it? Do you continue? Because nothing ever in the beginning is easy. You when you when you build a house, you got to build the foundation. So if you want to be successful, right? How do you build the blocks for success? You know what I mean? And how do you build your foundation? And I think that's what we're trying to learn today is that how do we get into our routines and build our foundation and keep moving forward to our general goal. Easier said than done, but nothing is easy in the beginning. Whenever you lay the foundation, you have to dig it, you have to level it, you have to get it, freaking inspect it, all that.
But what do you think the hardest part is? I think starting,
right?
Yeah, I think starting is easy in my opinion, and then going on to the fucking like the last 10% is the hardest. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But once you get started, it's so easy to stop.
You're not getting picked up. There's no way you're getting picked up, right? That was Brian walking away from the microphone, thinking that the microphone. It actually picked him up.
I was gonna say it still hurt me, but you heard that I could. What I was getting at is that once you get started, it's so easy to get to a quarter of the way through and be like, you know what? Let's go drink a beer. Let's get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
But how do you keep going? I dig it.
Cocaine and alcohol.
Because the greatest thing about starting anything, new job, new education, the first few weeks you get orientated, you get hyped, you're in there, you're like, yes, dude, I'm gonna be this, and then adversity comes.
Yeah.
You hit the brick wall essentially, and you don't want to get over the first hump. A lot of us, and we quit, and we just invested hundreds of dollars in whatever hobby or activity we thought we were going to be the best at.
Right.
Podcasting, DJing, fucking skateboarding, whatever it is. The next step, keep going. How do we keep going? I feel like this is where I'm constantly stuck. Because I'm something new every day. I wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
But I know when I'm doing this kind of stuff, per se, I am immersed, and I loved it. Like,
yeah, because it's free flowing, it's easy, you know what I mean? It's just two assholes talking to each other, man.
well, not only that, you
Two
do music.
naked assholes. We're naked right now.
Right, so last night I was fooling around with the DJ mixer, doing music, just being an asshole there too. Hip hop hooray, siren. I don't know what I'm doing, but
just let the crowd know. Just to
Right,
cut you
you know.
off. We have a half naked man doing push-ups in that right next to us right now because we made it.
yeah, right. This is
That's
how we're
what we
doing
do.
it. Right, our studio space is very limited right now. It's also part of a Planet Fitness. We're doing this right now. Oh, dude, come on, bro. We told you about putting pants.
When we become famous and like the little gopher girls like, what do you guys want? Anything? Well, we're really like most comfortable when we have a half naked man. Doing push-ups. Can you go get that for us?
Not just any half naked man. I need Tom.
A man needs time.
Right, I need a Tom. A dream of a man. But
Say hi, Tom. Hi, Tom.
That's Tom. That's his rewarding routine. Tom gets it. Tom didn't stop at fucking 5 push-ups and didn't go. You know what I mean? He keeps going. He's probably up to 200 push-ups a day. Or I'm just making him sound better than he is. But yeah, no. So be like Tom.
Yeah, be like Tom. End of podcast.
Crash random podcast. But continue on your routine,
Yeah.
man. Do what
Keep
makes you
working
feel
out.
good.
Yeah.
If it's something as make you work out, like he starts his day off this every day. He wakes up, he takes a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, he makes sure to get his push-ups in, and he's feeling good, he's energized about the day. His mind is uncluttered, he is focused. And that is what you ultimately want. But I can't do that, dude. I'm not Tom.
He's also 18 years old and his testosterone levels are through the roof. Let's be real.
All right, so I'm not 18. I'm a little more sluggish nowadays. But you still want to get stuff done. You still
Right.
got to get stuff done. Yeah. You have to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Is it maybe making sure that your tasks aren't so much, like maybe you don't burden yourself so much with so many things?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you make yourself less available and more available to the things you want and less available to the world around you.
But do you waste your time on that stuff because ultimately you're fucking scared of focusing on what you know you really have to do because it's harder and you know?
I think the time wasting is a matter of perspective, because if that's what you want to do and that's what you're focusing on, then that's your time, and that's what's most. So that's nothing is wasted if you're learning something. Even free time is not wasted, because that's when our strokes of genius can come to us the best, when we are decluttered. Again, that's the best way to think. I think is organizing your thoughts, and the more that you can organize your thoughts and learn to continue to focus, even when you're messing up and losing your point in the middle of the thought. You go right now, like I'm doing. Nick, save me, please. Drown.
I mean, I see myself doing exactly what I said though. Like if I know that I have this music looming over me a lot. It's like at the top of the list of things that I have to do. And until I finish the physical deeds that I have to do, which I have a list of things that I have to do, and then I have the music on top. Where finish this album, finish my piano album, finish my acoustic album. I use the physical things as an excuse. I say, I can't work on music today because I have to go fucking fix my toilet bowl. I have to do this. I got to do that. And in a way, I'd rather do those because it allows me to put off the more difficult thing. And even though that's the thing that I want to do the most, really, I'm kind of scared of it, because there was a couple times where you're like, you have something, you start like a song, and you're frightened to finish it, because you're like, what if I fuck it up and I don't make it as good as that I want it to be, or if I feel like it could be, you know?
Yeah, no, feeling scared to fail at anything, it's definitely could be overpowering. But that's what I'm kind of getting at when I say that, like, what's fail, dude? If it's messed up and whatever, that's cool. You kind of got to take that perspective sometimes. Yeah, I got that one out of the way, dude. Right. That song sucked. Now, you know what I mean? Like, that song sucked. Now I'm on my way to a cooler song, right, dude. Or I didn't know. I'm going to go back to time. I didn't know how to do push-ups that way, but now I can do them one-handed. Dude, right. You know what I mean?
With my feet.
I can do it upside down.
I don't even use my hands anymore.
I could get back on my own thoughts. I could get focused on what I was thinking on, like, you know. But yeah, like, it's it's true though. Like, so what? I think that's the biggest thing that we all get messed up with is we're so scared to fail. But you gotta fail, because that's how you get better. Yeah. You gotta continue to just kind of go with it. Like, some of the greatest ideas in life were started off with something else, dude, and then they pivoted because they initially failed, but they were like, I'm not gonna be beaten by that, you know. So that is, again, I think that's one of the biggest problems, that we put this anxiety and all this thing, and we put these fake pressures that nobody is actually putting in your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? No one. So what? You made the song. For example, you said you made a song, sent it out to your bandmates, and they didn't get back to you in time. But that was the vibe you were feeling that day, dude. You know what I mean? You just kind of wanted to be alone. You were frustrated. It wasn't coming to you. Like, it wasn't flowing as much. And then you got frustrated at the universe because it gave you exactly what you wanted, and then but it didn't give you what you expected, you know. So fuck, I did it again. It didn't give you what you expected, but it gave you exactly what you wanted and needed, and more. So it's being in tune to these cues that the world is giving us. Is like, yeah, you're working on it. Yeah, it sounds good, but if it doesn't sound good, sometimes you gotta take it, step back, regroup, do it again, and then if it sucked, dude.
And I listened.
You learn from it.
Yeah, I listened to it through the. Well, I listened to it the first couple times, and I liked it. But then I took a step back and said, why would somebody else not like it? It's because I think that they know the fucked up parts that I know are wrong. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, they'll just overlook that. But if you look at it right from the fucking beginning, the drums aren't matching up with the guitar, and it's because I redid the guitar after we did the scratch tracks and shit like that. I'm like, oh, I know it doesn't match up. But if you listen to it right now, you'd be like, this sounds like shit. It's not even on beat with each other. So I'm like, all right, right then and there, I guess I'm putting words or thoughts into other people's fucking heads.
Yeah, man.
Before they even got back to me and shit like that.
You're already being critical before you got the response.
Right, exactly.
Like, I went to my friend's bonfire last night. His wife offered me a bowl of chili. The chili was banging. Somewhere in this, she was it right? Was it too salty? And I was like, what? And she started asking me about a bunch of questions. And I was like, you're overthinking about it. And she's like, what? And I was like, you're really good at what you do. And you're overthinking it, like, right now. Because when you have passion about what you do, you nitpick it. You can't let it be what it is. That's all great creators, I think, have that flaw. Is that, like, it can never be perfect enough, and you didn't even let the audience judge it for you yet. And like you already said, you had a judgment. You already put it out there. I hear what's wrong.
Right.
I did it myself. I do a little editing for people, and I made an ad, and I spelled the guy's name wrong, so I didn't want to do 2 hours worth of work. So I did like a shit at a job. But like, to me, it was a shit at a job. But no one that I showed it to even realized what I did. But I'm waiting, like, being like, yeah, I know, right? There was a need there. You know what I mean? I'm waiting with the anxiety on it, and instead of just being like, yeah, it's done. I'm good.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a Gary Vee guy. I listen to a lot of Instagram, or somebody said this. I don't know who, but I like Gary Vee. You guys should check him out. Real artists produce. You know what I mean? Whatever field you're in, you put it out there. You put the work out. You may not feel great about it, but you learn from your mistakes. I did this really good there, but I didn't do that really, so now I'm gonna move forward, and you know what, next one I'm gonna crush it. The drums are gonna sound totally in sync with the guitar, because I know previously I did that. But no one even caught it, dude. I know sometimes I don't even listen to the first 30 seconds of a song before I'm like, I kind of like this song.
Right.
So somebody might not even heard it, or maybe they are overcritical, but then you need to collaborate with that person. Like, like it's if you don't put it out there for the universe or forever to people to listen and learn and continue on your craft, you will continue to stay in your little shell of beginning where you stay at the quarter. I'm defeated. Friday came. Yo, Monday you was out shooting high, right? And Friday you down the Sinatra song or how it goes. But it's very true. You could be floating 1 minute and then adversity strikes. It's how do we get through the adversity constantly? So that's
the thing. I think I might have touched on this one time with like the creating stuff. Like back in the day, there was a thing called daemons, not like Daemon, and like people would think like if you were an artist, like you'd have like some sort of inspiration, and they'd be like kind of like a spiritual guide as well. So if you fucked up, you weren't completely to blame, so you didn't have to take like all the pressure. Like, yo, it wasn't just me, and they believed this back in the day, you know. And I kind of believe it still. I feel like inspiration comes from you from some other fucking source, right? Whether you fucking take it in. Sometimes I'll be laying on the couch, like, yo, I gotta get up on the piano right fucking now. No, and then I create something.
Stay on the couch.
Yeah.
Eat cheeseburgers.
Right.
Don't be like Tom. But yeah, no, I hear you. So how do you beat that voice?
Well, no, I don't know if it is a voice that you're supposed to beat. I think it's something that ultimately, like, what I was reading was why a lot of musicians nowadays kill themselves, basically, right? A lot of the fucking grunge people and stuff like that, they take it to this lady, I think it was a lady, was telling them that they take all the pressure upon themselves, and they can't take it if they fail at all, right? But back in the day, they would consider the daemons as part of their creation process. So it would be like, if I fucked up, it wasn't just me, and it's okay.
Murphy's Law of Attraction. My buddy that I used to work with always blame Murphy. Murphy, if it can, it will go wrong. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I don't really know the damn law, but anybody that actually listens can point it out.
Why
for
not
us.
Change it to if it can go right, it will go right.
Well, that's true.
Right?
That's also very true. If that's your mindset, that's gonna be true. But what we were just getting at is, yeah, man, you couldn't blame it on a source or whatever. It's just that's kind of a cop out to me. I think you gotta own it a little more than that, but. There is definitely something out there like you can tap into, and there's something out there that you could tap into until you sit on the couch. Mm-hmm. I do believe that. It's again, I think listening to the cues, man. The universe tells you all kinds of cool stuff, and if you're listening to them or not, are you overthinking them, dude? Are you stressing yourself out about things that are actually there? Are you creating these daemon things? You know what I mean? Or is it just? Are they just part of the creative process? Yeah, man. Like I said, you messed it up. I messed it up, but. We fixed it. We moved on, and I know moving forward that you should spell check. Like it's difficult. And asking the proper questions if you're in sales too. It's difficult when you're trying to collaborate with other people, and you're not asking the correct questions for you. Because dealing with any other person is definitely difficult. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to communicate, but you got to be able to communicate with yourself. Again, gather your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm getting together my thoughts right now. We have this half-naked guy approaching us.
Definitely hard to gather your thoughts when there's a naked man toweling himself down. Could you please put it down for a second?
Could you please put some clothes on, boy?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to go gather my thoughts. It was a pleasure. I hope you all enjoy your
Thanks,
day.
Tom, for being an inspiration in our podcast.
Next week.
All right.
And
we're expecting more push-ups out of you next week.
That's a man that sticks to his routine, and that is something that we are trying to learn. Because we kind of messed up ourselves. This is episode 4, but it should be episode 5. Not feeling the vibe last week. The universe kicked my ass, and this is me. This is me getting back in my groove, getting my mind right. And this is what this podcast is ultimately about. Me and Nick getting important things off our chest and try to grow together with you, the audience.
Let's get it off our titties.
Get it off your chest, man. Like it's stress is the number 1 killer in America. I don't know if that's really true, but I believe that. So, yeah, man. And if it's focusing.
Is that why you guys used to call Danny Stress back in the day? Cause he a killer?
Oh yeah, dude. There were 2 S's, but they were backwards Z's.
Yeah.
The 90s was a confusing time. But yeah, dude, it's definitely why we try to do this thing. Focus. We didn't figure out where we are time-wise, right?
Oh no, we're at 24 minutes. These people will have to suffer for another 20.
Another 20 minutes. Can I do my cheap plug? We're gonna have a Halloween party, October 26th at Juan Murphy's, 796 Poughkeepsie, New York.
Poughkeepsie, New York, baby.
I forgot Main Street, but there's a costume contest and all that. So I'm putting that in our podcast today.
Our one listener, if you want to come, our 1 million listeners, if you want to come out there, go
1
ahead.
million listeners. See, that's something you gotta actually, if you want to believe it, achieve it, put it out in the universe. We're kind of putting that vibe out too. Yeah, so it's gonna be my first time MCing. Talk about nervous. Never done anything like this. This is the closest I think I've ever been to moving the crowd. It's our podcast, and but I think I'm just gonna try to face it head on and just get into it, man, and just be me and let my personality, my freak flag fly. Just let it kind of come out on air, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. That's cool, and hopefully I can learn from the experience about things I do better, and because ultimately, like that is a dream of ours, and I hope this WMLD thing totally works out for us. We got to get the Kickstarter going. It's on Apple, iTunes, whatever the Play Store, I don't really know, Google Play, and Amazon as well. Check out WMLD.
What is it? WMLD?
WMLD. We are the voice of the Hudson Valley. And
what is it? It's a radio station?
It's where we are. Yes, we're in its infancy right now. Right now, we're just streaming. I believe we're part of the PAML audio group, and so it's run by Mr. Louis DeCosmo, and he's starting it right now. And like I said, we're starting a Kickstarter. We're trying to get it right there in Highland, New York, and trying to get it off the ground. So
what are they doing? Is it music oriented?
It's
talk
music
radio,
oriented.
both?
So basically, we're playing. I think 3 or 4 minutes, please don't quote me on that, of less music than the other radio stations. They put in more commercials. We're playing more music.
Gotcha.
And right now we have the luxury, because we are just a streaming service, we have way less commercials right now. And just like any other, we have a morning show. It's starting this Monday. I really wish I knew the name of the morning show. I'd be better to plug it, but we have a morning show starting this Monday. And then I know they have like different gaming shows during the day, and Louis DeCosmo show is 2 p.m. to 5, and then it's the Drive at 5 with the DJs. And that's where like each DJ has a spot for our rush hour times, and that's where DJ Mike and DJ G Beats and Big Mo Little. He's our first one up on Wednesdays. I really wish I knew the Monday and Tuesday. The Monday lady, I believe, is Lady Verse. On Tuesday, I'm not really sure. But Wednesdays is Big Mo Little. And those are guys I kind of work with hand in hand. And DJ Mike is on Thursdays. And J Beats is on Fridays. And they're all in the 5 o'clock hour. And so like I said, I'm going to be MCing, and I'm Nero. So we got a little jam of our own.
Yeah, get your asses out there and go to this Halloween party.
Check out this Halloween party.
But
and,
speaking of music and radio stations,
right.
maybe they'll get us on to do Big Bry's freestyle, which we're gonna hit you with right now.
Oh, my freestyle. Sure.
Yeah, kid.
Cue it up.
This is on a whim right now. We're doing whatever the fuck we want. If it sucks, we're gonna re-record it. You'll never know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
All
You will
right.
never know how bad this sucks.
You ready for this? Nope, that ain't gonna be how it is gonna be.
It was mid-July, I was feeling fly. I was riding oh so high, I was up there in the sky. And then August came, little September rain. I'm feeling pain, but not insane. I stay the same, I'm living large. My brain is everything, 'cause I'm in charge. Stay focused verse by verse, I'm so immersed. I tell you, it's like I had the balls to slide in the first. Yeah, things are hard at first, but eventually they change. I'm wearing so many hats these days, but I never have it any other way. Words are just my choice. Have you ever just heard my voice? I've been so lost, but I've been so found. If I didn't have my friends, the world wouldn't go round. I wish I had a chorus, but I really don't. Let me roll my joint, hit a for the smoke. It's a Sunday jam. What a holy vibe. I freestyle cause it comes to me. I just dig my vibe. I got my own time. Nick wanted to quit, but I keep doing it cause I freestyle and I spit and I do it a little quick. Different sounds. I'm not really that good at this part, but fuck it, let's get back to my song. I said, hey, I got good vibes and I do this all the time. We can edit that out, right? I don't think I want to, cause it's on my mind. Let it loose, I do it just fine. Cut it cause I'm done. Out of breath, it was fun. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that was sick.
Totally. I just pulled that out of my ass. I
Yeah,
hope
baby.
somebody listens to that. Because that was cool, dude.
Hell yeah.
But my Nick is a hell of a guitarist, and we gotta remember that you gotta keep it fun, Nick. Keep it fun, not stressful.
You're right.
Need more of that. Just on a whim. If you are feeling it, go for it. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know how I just did that.
That was sick.
Yeah, I don't know how I just did that. Gonna pat myself on the shoulder, feeling a little creative this morning.
yeah.
And I feel like the more I do this, the more I get more comfortable with myself. So that's why I say when I'm gonna do this MC thing, I think I can just let my thing just
Right.
kick. And look how simple that is. Look how happy we are. Big
Right.
cheeses, right? Like, I don't know how you feel, but I feel great now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love music, and I love the opportunity it brings all of us. So, what'd you get out of it?
Boner.
Yeah, big one, fucking huge.
Oh,
Rager. Yeah, I always kind of get that. Like, I get like a little girl after I do it, because I'm like, especially when I feel like it just comes and I'm like, yeah, crush that shit,
Right.
dunk. Other people are like, you guys suck, hippies.
I don't think anyone listens to that and be like,
Yeah.
yo, Brian fucking sucked right now.
Yeah.
Hell no. Like,
Yeah.
yo, that shit was dope. Off the cuff right there. You know what I mean? Like, you just feel in the moment.
Yep.
Everything that. And that wasn't just bullshit. Like, a lot of that stuff was like,
Oh, and that
how
was
you
all from my
fucking
heart.
feeling. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no,
Like,
that was all from my heart. That was literally everything that went on in the last 3 months. The sky thing is me jumping out the plane, and I lost my job, the ups and downs, but I'm still feeling high.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because last week I was feeling super low. That's why I didn't want to do the show. And then I felt even lower because we didn't do the show. And yeah, fuck that, dude. That's not how I want to live my life.
Right.
I've done that for a long time, and that's. I think I kind of go back to episode 3 a little bit. That's what addiction and shit has been about. Like, you know, how hard that struggle is, and me being scared of failing in everything and not taking control of the things that I want to do. And just even for a second, even if it doesn't work out, even taking just a year, think about how just a year is not that much. It's 365 days. Woo, right? So, oh, I might fail. It's not, though, dude. We live to 90.
Right.
So you took 1 year actually digging into your passion. Is that a crime? Or 2 years or 3 years?
Right.
No, especially if you're not in charge of, if you have the freedom, you know what I mean, you're not in charge of like a family or anything like that, and you need to make those kinds of choices. But even still, you can't let that stop you, because a lot of us get caught up in the time construct and the 40-hour work week and the year 365 and 52 and blah 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 blah. So what?
it's a crime not to take
right.
at least a year off to try to do it.
Why not?
Somebody said
If
something
you are
one time.
financially able and
Yeah.
prepared, why not?
Right.
Right.
But they should also teach you, like, you should be taught to not blow your fucking money when you're young, right? Save that shit just in case you did want to fucking quit your job. Like, I quit my job almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I hated my job, but in hindsight, that's the only reason why I was able to quit my job, because I was able to save up enough money to fucking do this. You know what I mean? And people are like, would you hit the lottery? Like, no. I just saved my money up and am, like, taking banking on I'm gonna fucking do something of my fucking own. I don't need somebody else. Like, yeah, help is always great, but, like, I don't need to work at a company for them to create my future for me.
It's
You know what I
great.
mean?
It's awesome. I was talking about
Nobody needs that. You can do it on your fucking own.
It is, exactly. It's great.
Yeah.
That there's a reason that construct exists. It works. It helps
Sure.
people that don't want to take the risks. If you want the safety blanket,
Right.
and you want to save the money, and that's good. And you know, if you are smart, you have the ability to get out of it, and you see it as a rat race. Some people don't
Right.
see it as a rat
Right,
race.
some
They
people are
love
okay with it.
They're company people, and
Right.
yeah, I personally don't believe that you should work in a 9-to-5 environment making somebody else rich. If honestly, did you know how to do whatever your job is? You know how to do that job better than that CEO. Are you kidding me? Like, if you were an accountant, for an example, you can be an accountant for anybody. Anybody that has a business, you go do their books, dude, because you know how to be an accountant. You're not just whatever company defines you. So yeah, that part of it's cool. Like, but what we guys is just take the time to invest into yourself, and ultimately, if don't feel defeated if you have to go back into that, or don't go back into that, dude. Like, how many people sell stupid knickknacks where you're like, dude, that guy bought a toy for $35, and the guy's he's laughing. He's like, yeah, I know, I found 5 of them at fucking Kmart, $25, and this guy gave me $35 for one of them, and like, what? But there's ways to make money.
There's a billion different ways to make a living out there.
Especially now, the internet age is insane.
You don't have to leave your fucking house.
No, dude. There's so many options. It's what you want to invest in. If you do what you want to do, because you're never gonna ultimately do the best for someone else. Who the fuck would? You always take more time and effort. But I think kind of what we get a little off focus, but on focus. We're getting at is, take the time to make it valuable for you. Don't be a perfectionist about everything. Make sure you're producing good content. You're listening to what people are telling you they want to hear, and you're making it. And you're not stressing too much over the little things. You're taking the time back. Being a little more mindful in our days.
Speaking of having a good time, you know what we're going to do with that fucking rap song that you just did, that freestyle? That's going to be we're going to make that the intro song, and it's going to go, on the monkey mind. There's one part I was like, go to monkey mind right now. But I like that a lot, man. We should make a couple fucking make it like an 8 bar fucking thing. That's gonna be our intro for the fuck. We need an intro.
That's you, bro. That's more your creativity, but I dig it. Yeah, I think I did my part. I don't know how to make a song.
Well, you made the fucking song already. So we'll take like the best part, the best part that you like the most, and then that'll be our fucking intro. Man.
Yeah, I dig it. Why not? We don't have an intro. We're looking for something, and I like the good morning, good vibes thing, because that's what we do. That's why we're here. And where are we at again? 36. We got, I don't know, 15 more minutes. You got more? I don't know how much more I got. You got anything else you want to vent? Anything else that helps you de-stress, declutter? Anything that you think was causing like a moment of anxiety? I feel like with the Uber thing, it's super cool. I get to hear a lot of stories, but I forget a lot of stories too. Kind of maybe go with this lady from Australia, and it's cool because I never remember any of these names, but her daughter was in town, and she goes to SUNY New Paltz, and this girl has done more in about 6 or 7 months than I have done in my whole life, dude. She went hot air ballooning. She went to like the Grand Canyon. She went to all kinds of places right here in the United States that many of us will probably never experience because we do not have the balls to go do it because we work in these constructs. This is how I'm going to tie it in, of the 9 to 5, and they tell you when you can take your 2 weeks, and you give up your other 50 to these people, but like take advantage of it. Well, you have the free time to go see something right in our own backyard. What's $500-$600 too? Like, I mean, again, I say that kind of loosely, but go see it. You got the time, you got the energy. Everybody always waits till, when I retire, I'm gonna see the world. You're not gonna have the energy, dude. When you retire, you're gonna see the nursing home. I mean, there's some vibrant people. Take care of yourself. You do your push-ups, but like, you don't have that. All that go. We're fighting it right now in our me in my mid-30s, and you know what I mean. So like, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're so young still." I was like, "I don't feel it." So that's where I'm gonna tie it in. Like, do it while you can. Embrace every moment. If you have the ability to do something, just do it. Like, if that's what you want to do, and you can, and you have a desire, you can. Take a different job, take a weird approach, sleep on some couches. What do you want out of it? That's what all the really successful people always say too. You know what I mean? They were always, I was almost dead broke before I hit it, and then I got my song or whatever the hell. And everybody was like, yo, you should just give it up. You should give it up. And you're like, nah, I love it. Like, I know another dude, he's a friend of mine. He's from Tampa. I've known him my whole life, and he's finally just kind of got a shop, like a little storefront. You know what I mean? He was an airbrush guy, and I'm sure a million times they told him that don't do it. And he used to work out of a raggedy pickup truck with the bed like you know what I mean? Break down all the time and stuff. but he did what he loved, and now he's doing what he loves, and now people pay him to do what he loves. Dude, he draws on walls and for clubs and whatever. Like, you know, people pay for airbrushing, but like, what I'm getting at is he never let it ultimately get him. I'm sure that he had his moments where he didn't think he was gonna do it, or he didn't know where he was gonna eat, but he never let it deter him.
Right.
You know, and he ultimately got what he wanted. So if you put it and you put the effort, you could get it, dude. I mean,
you just have to. You can't stop because you don't know where the fucking finish line is. If it was like, oh, I got to do this, and then I get here and I succeeded, it's like it's not a race. Say you're running a race and you don't know where the finish line is, and you just gotta keep going. You don't know if it's a 13-mile race, it's a 26-mile race. You could literally be one fucking step before that finish line, and you're like this.
I was gonna go home.
It. Yeah, and you didn't know that you were right there.
Yep.
That could have happened so many times in your life. You know what I mean? And now it's just like, don't fucking stop. You'll fucking get there. You
just
know
hold your head down, and if it's because you're left or right, just go with it. You gotta take the skills that you learned. It's like I was talking to somebody about this. They were in car sales, and they're like, "Oh, I really love this brand," and I was like, "That's cool, but yeah, you gotta keep your thing." And it's like, gotta keep your options open. And they're like, "Oh, well, I really like this dealership," and I was like, "That's all cool." Let's say you work there for 10 years, and then you have a sling of family emergencies, and you're out 3 or 4 times in a row, and they tell you, oh, you know, you can't have it, and they fire you. 10-year employee, you're down on hard luck for whatever time, and they kick you out on your ass. And where's that loyalty you got? Your unemployment line. You know what I mean? And that it's cool. And I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with loyalty. You just got to be smart when opportunities abide, and don't be too focused on one thing. Like, so it's a sales job, right? So if you're in sales, you can sell anything. You know what I mean? Now you have the skills. You're a salesperson. That's what that's kind of getting at. Like, musicians, everybody that does self-taught things, DJs, all kinds of people. You go and you work the software. You do it every day. You do it better than everything. You 10,000 hours. You're a professional. Like, right? That's what they say or whatever. So, do it. That's what I'm getting at. Is do it. It's don't like not do it and then regret it and then be like, oh, dude, I did all this, or I never tried. That's the saddest thing. I think that I never tried. I heard somebody say I never had an avocado. This shit blew my mind. I was like, what? He's like 50 years old. You had an avocado? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to try it. And it's something as simple as that. Like, the fuck? Go to the store. It costs $1, dude. Step outside your comfort zone a little bit and eat a fucking avocado. What you mean? Or if you see somebody eating, and be like, hey, funny, it's really weird. Can I have a bite? I never had it. I don't want to invest $1. I just want, and then I fucking had an avocado. It really blew my mind. It's how scared or how like either routine and we become our habits, and then we shut ourselves off to awesome experiences. We can meet all kinds of people.
Just gotta branch out a little bit.
Yeah, just talk, network a little bit. Now
I wrote a book one time, Bri. It's called Advice from Strangers, right?
They're the best ones.
Yeah, and I was down and out big time. Like, I was fucked up, right? And I was like, I gotta talk. I was on the train going to work, and I was like, I gotta talk to somebody, right? I had to talk to this lady sitting across from me. She dropped her cup on the floor, right? Her coffee cup. I picked it up for her. She was like, that's what I get for not littering or something like that. So I'm like, I gotta talk to her though. Like, her friend came up, and then this idea hit me.
But she almost triggered you to talk to her again. She probably said another thing like,
right.
Oh man, I hate litter.
I knew I had to talk to her, right? So I was like, hey ladies, I'm writing a book, and I wasn't writing a fucking book. I was like, it's basically going around.
But embrace the day.
Yeah, I was like, it's about just going up to people and asking them if you had advice, if you were on your deathbed and you wanted to teach like your younger self something or something to some other young person, what would it be? And she was like, live life to the fullest because you never know, or something like that, right?
I feel like everybody goes with that one.
But and then she was like, and don't litter, right? And then her friend chimed in, and then I was like, all right, I guess I'll write a book. So it took me like 2 or 3 years to finish it, but I talked to 100 people. All right. And I'm getting choked up right now talking about it, bro.
How did you decide who you were going to talk to? Or you just let it come?
A lot of the most
that's pretty
friendly,
ballsy too. By the way.
I wanted to go up to the most approachable. Some people told me to go fuck myself, basically.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty ballsy to walk. Especially, you did it here in Yonkers?
No, I did most of it in Manhattan.
Oh my god, even ballsier. You went to Manhattan and you were like, hey, excuse me, you gotta miss it. Fuck you.
96 out of 107 people that I asked, or 100 out of 107 were completely fine with it. They loved it. You know
Right.
what I mean? 7 people were just like, I don't have the time right now. I'm like, what are you doing? You're walking to fucking work. You don't have the time?
Right.
You're so stuck in your
Or
fucking
you're
ways.
sitting in the subway.
You can't talk for fucking 1 minute?
Right.
Oh, leave me, I don't have the time.
Well,
Like,
that's
oh
the
my
world
God.
teaching us that like everyone is a piece of shit. Like, you know, right?
Yeah, but not. No, but like
It's not true,
The thing,
but-
like 96% of the people were open about it, and like
Right.
a lot of people in Manhattan, they're shut down. All you have to do, you don't realize they look like robots.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is
'Cause
say
they are-
hello to them.
they are
and
fucking
they open
robots,
up, and
yeah.
then you realize that
That's
they're
what
a
I mean.
fucking person.
The world teaches you that we're piece of shit. If you watch the news, they're everybody sucks, they're rapists, fuck you, right? That they want you to treat you that way, keep it so you stay in your 9 to 5. Don't fucking talk to me.
Right.
But when you really talk to it, majority of us, we all kick ass in our own ways,
Right.
and they have good
Everybody
advice.
has their own story.
Right.
We don't realize that, dude. You don't know if what happened to this guy in the morning, what
Dude.
happened to her yesterday. Nobody fucking realizes that. Everybody's, and we're all to blame for. We're all stuck in our fucking world. That you don't want to talk to me. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck do you think you are?
All right, so just a small example of just random kindness and stupid things.
Right.
I gave a lady a quarter. The 2 ladies in there said it was like the greatest thing. Oh my God, what a gentleman! You're so chivalrous. I was like, it's a quarter.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't chivalrous. I wanted you to get the fuck out the line. Like that's the real underlining thing of it. Is she was like 10:25, ladies digging her porcelain. I was like, I got it. Put it on my tab. And they're like, oh my God, so nice of you, such a gentleman. They still do exist or something like that. And it's perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why the quarter? Simple act of
Right.
kindness,
Yeah.
just for you to get the fuck out of my
Right.
way, which was an actual act of kindness. But like,
And you don't realize how you could affect somebody's life just by saying hello to them in the morning when everybody's grumpy. Like, hey, how's it going? You know what I mean? Like, you smile. People made, dude, I used to want to fucking just shoot myself going to work in the morning. I used to be late, an hour late, because I was running around talking to people in Manhattan. And I walked in like I was fucking high on life because I spoke to people. That's all it is talking to somebody put me in a fucking good mood, bro.
that puts us back to our tribals of like most tribalism and just being around people
Right.
and just like you said, hey, just a joke or a laugh or a smile, the slightest impact it could have on your whole day. This is why Ubering could be a book. We probably shouldn't talk too much about it. Somebody steal a fucking idea. But it's a handicapped dude. He told me all about how this other dude was burdened about him getting into his fucking car. Like, are you fucking serious with this?
Really?
Yeah, dude. The guy can barely walk. He can't do anything. Like he's in a carriage, and he's like, yeah, man. He was like, I asked him to make an extra stop. He's like, I can't. I got all this stuff, but like, he's like, he was a dick to me, and he's like, not you though. You're really nice. I was like, why? Well, why? He's like, well, you actually opened the door, and I was like, yeah. I told him to sit. Like, just do it. Like, how could you do that to somebody?
There should be a fucking hotline.
Right.
Where people fucking, when something like that happens, they call me and you up and say, can you meet me up? And we fucking unload on them. Because people like that, I hate to say it, they deserve to get their fucking asses kicked.
Not even a complaint department. We just come kick that guy's ass.
Beat the shit out of him until he fucking learns his fucking lesson. Because one day, motherfucker, that could be you. And wait till the little pretentious little prick fucking pisses on your fucking face.
What I'm getting at.
Sorry.
No, it's because it's frustrating. I totally understand where it's coming from. It's but he has cerebral palsy, so the man never had.
Right.
He just had a bad hand.
Right.
Dude, and he's one of the nicest. His name is something. I'm not gonna say it, but he's one of the nicest dudes that I had met. I mean,
how old is he? He was an old guy.
It was probably close to my age, man. Maybe a little older. Maybe in his 40s. It wasn't an old dude.
But we don't know where he's been. We don't know if he fought in fucking Afghanistan or Iraq to protect that motherfucker or all of us. And then you're gonna shit on him.
Yep. Cerebral palsy though, and then on top of it, broke his ankle. The man had just got mobility for himself. Just started being able to get out and about. Breaks his ankle. So now he's down for 6 or 8 months, and you could tell that the dude is having a rough go with it, man. And he's like, well, hopefully I could get it. I was like, there's no hopefully, man. You're going to get your mobility back. You just got to keep that shit in your mind.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, dude. And you could tell that just that 5-10 minutes with me, it meant a lot to him, dude. I helped him get out at a stop. I stopped the fucking traffic for him. Like, I was like, I ain't get no tip. It was a $5 ride, dude. You know what I mean? We didn't go very far.
Yeah.
But, like, treat somebody like a human being.
Right.
Take 5 minutes with them. Hear their story.
Yeah.
You don't know what impact that could give to you, because I know what that story gave to me was, wow, okay, I'm doing okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little down and out on my luck, but God blessed me with working appendages and everything like that, and I'm getting around. You know what I mean? This guy is barely getting around, but he still has, even though he might have been a little down that day, the right attitude.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna be back on my own. Right now I'm on disability, but I'm thinking about start working out of the house and doing my own thing. Dude, inspirational right there. Like, you know, this, and that was free. I talked to somebody that was free, and my interaction with him and everything, like, I kind of feel like I'm being a little braggadocious about saying it, but it's like my interaction with him, I got a great vibe out of it, dude. I felt good about my day. I went to my meeting, and then I found out that I might be emceeing, and it's like when you're putting yourself in the proper places, the world introduces you to exactly who you're supposed to meet. Again, listen to your cues, and yeah, man, it'll show you all kinds of cool lessons. I didn't know you read that book. We gotta get that book. we gotta get to work on our own book. We're talking to strangers with Nick. Yeah. Get that out there, and then we're gonna work on our friggin' intro for next week. Yeah. And got a topic? Anything you think off the head for next week?
The last thing that I'd probably like to leave everybody with today is just one thing that really struck me when I was talking to the people. One guy, it was like, I think it was like November, around the time when the tree goes up, like late November, or early December, down in Manhattan, at Rockefeller Center. I saw this guy sitting down on a bench right in Rockefeller Center, and he was reading a paper, and I walked by him, and I was like, I really wanted to talk to that guy, and something told me to go back, so I fucking did. And a lot of times it's fucking, you gotta break through the fucking the fear, because it's like, what if this guy tells me to go fuck myself? He doesn't want to be bothered. He's reading a paper. Yep. So I went up to him and I was like, I gave him the spiel. I was like, you know, I'm just writing this book, and he just looks at me, puts the paper down, he goes, live your dreams. And then he laughs, like giggles to himself, or like smirks. He goes, yeah, live your dreams. Like he was fucking living his dream. And not that he just realized it, but he fucking
that,
knew
or he's
it,
the
man.
biggest smartass in New York City.
He was serious.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, I knew I needed to go back to talk to this guy, man, because like that's kind of one of the
it was
things like that. It was like, quit your
cues.
fucking job. You know, it was all building up to the point where it was like, I gotta make a fucking move. I gotta do what I gotta do, and I'm happy with what I'm doing, man. You know what I mean? I can get up, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Well, do I waste time? Sure. There's some times I waste time.
Though? But how many times you waste time with that 9 to 5? And right. You just getting to 5.
Yeah.
And
dude,
then,
I wouldn't. And
then you run home,
right?
You know,
there's been thousands of times in the past 2.5 years, little things, man, that I wouldn't. Even one of them, I wouldn't give up to fucking be making the fucking money that I was doing over there. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things that I wouldn't be able to do. Yep. Like this, we wouldn't be doing this right now. No. We just wouldn't be.
We'd stressed out. Wouldn't want to do it. We just bro. It's Sunday afternoon. I don't want to be bothered.
Right.
I gotta wake up for Monday. I gotta get in the right mindset.
Yeah.
It owns you. That's the thing. Like when you work for yourself or you do things for yourself, it owns you because you know what you have to do. If you don't sail your ship,
right,
it ain't going nowhere.
Right.
But when you work for somebody else and you're another cog in the wheel, that's all you become. You sleep at a certain time because they tell you to go to sleep at that time, and you don't go places you want to go because you have to be in a building you don't want to be at.
Right.
So. I don't know. I guess we're advocating for you to quit your job.
Yeah, quit.
Quit your fucking job.
Live your dreams. Get on that sailboat. Eventually, that wind's gonna pick up, and you're gonna be going places you would have never thought, man.
Word. And we'll catch you next week on The Monkey Mind. Good vibes, bro.
Later, guys.